Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Simplifying Business Studies. Myself Kashish Talwani, your business studies teacher. I'm here with chapter number 7 of your book, that is directing. So this is going to be the fourth function of management after planning, organizing, staffing, and here comes directing. So let us first understand what is directing. Directing is a process of activating human resource to achieve the objectives of business. So, if we speak in ordinary sense, directing means giving instructions, guiding people in doing their work. If we talk in context of management of an organization, directing refers to a process of instructing, guiding, counseling, motivating, leading people in an organization to achieve certain organizational objectives. Every organization there is a need for initiating the action, and that is only done through directing. Directing guides everyone towards achievement of certain common objectives. So through directing, managers not only tell people in an organization as to what they should do, when they should do, and how they should do, but also see that their instructions are being implemented properly. So this is what directing means. Let's have one definition by Ernest Dale. Directing is telling people what to do and seeing that they do it in the best of their abilities. So this person, Ernest Dale, is a German-born American theorist. He is professor in business administration at Columbia University, and he is generally known for his theory on comparative management. This you're going to study once you will study management in your graduation years. So let's understand what are main features or characteristics of directing. So directing initiates action. It gives a starting to all the actions in the management. So like while other functions of management prepare a setting for action, like in planning you have started planning, in organizing you have started fixing roles of different people and organizing resources and everything. Staffing, you have arranged people who will do all these tasks which were decided. This is the step where actually the work starts. So this is an executive function. Next characteristic of directing is that it is pervasive. That means it takes place at all the levels of management, uh, any level that may be. So every manager from top to executive level, um, from top executive to any supervisor performing in an organization performs this function. So directing takes place whenever superior subordinate relationship exists. It's a continuous process and it is carried throughout the life of the organization. Uh, it's not something which starts somewhere and ends somewhere. It is done exactly like our life. There are certain people who keeps on guiding us, keeps on training us, keeps us motivating us all throughout our life. So similarly, directing is one function which is always continuous in an organization. It flows from top to bottom. Directing is first initiated at top level and it flows to the bottom through organizational hierarchy. It means that every manager can direct his subordinates, uh, its subordinates, or and take instructions from their immediate bosses. So this is an hierarchy. Like for example, this is the person, he will give orders to these people and he will take orders from this person. So this flows from top to bottom. Human element. So this is one another. Directing can only exist where there are people. So it is always concerned with human beings in an organization. So yes, there is always a human element involved in directing. Now we will understand different points of importance of directing. So directing is a function of management which initiates action. It actually motivates individuals to perform in a certain way so that organizational goals can be achieved. It integrates employees' efforts. So directing integrates employees' efforts in an organization in such a way that every individual effort contributes to the achievement of one common organizational goal. It ensures that individual work for an organization, that every individual works for achievement of organizational goal. For example, if there are certain departments in an organization, if all these departments will not coordinate properly with each other, there will be no completion of work at the right time. Means of motivation, that means it encourages people, it encourages every individual in an organization to contribute their maximum efforts. If that can be done, there will be lesser wastage of resources and more efficiency can be brought into the organization. Stability and balance. It brings in stability and balance in an organization. Um, how is it possible? Effective directing generally helps to bring stability and balance since it fosters cooperation and commitment among people and helps to achieve balance among various groups, activities, and departments. For example, a salesman insists on reduction of price to get more orders, while the higher official are against the reduction. Uh, so because it may reduce their total profit. So in such a situation, directing function tries to balance both the opinions by instructing and guiding the salesperson to find out certain ways to increase the sale. He can guide them what techniques he can use to increase the sale. So this is how he can feel motivated to sell the same product with the same price without reducing it. So maintaining a balance in an organization through this function. Facilitates change. So generally when any kind of change is brought into an organization, it is resistant. It creates a resistance in employees in an organization. So people don't accept certain changes in organization. Effective directing through motivation, communication, and leadership helps to reduce this kind of resistance and develop required cooperation in introducing the changes in an organization. Uh, so it facilitates changes. Now we will understand about different elements of directing. I call it SLMC, SLMC. It makes me, it makes it simple for me to remember. So you can also use this. First one is supervision. So there are two words in supervision. Super means over, vision means see. So to oversee work of a person in an organization means supervision. And supervisor is one person who supervises the work of certain people in an organization. So supervision, if we can understand it in a better way, supervision means overseeing what is being done by subordinates and giving them instructions to ensure maximum utilization of resources and achievement of best work as per the targets. So it is actually a process of guiding the efforts of employees and other resources to accomplish certain results. Now, what are the points of importance or role or functions of supervisor or supervision? So we can say that through supervision, management is able to uh, contact the workers. So all these supervisors who work in an organization, they act as a link between management and employees, and they are generally responsible for maintaining unity in an organization, and they also ensure that whatever work is done by the workers is as per the requirement or as per the standards set for them. Also, supervisors helps in providing job training to the workers. At the same time, they also influences the workers. And if workers have any kind of grievances or feedback, so they pass it on, they provides the feedback to the management so that if any changes are required, that can be brought in to maintain the balance between management and workers. Now, second element of directing is motivation. What is motivation? Motivation means stimulating people to act for the accomplishment of certain goals. Motivation, if we can define it in a better way, it is a process of making subordinates to act in a desired manner to achieve certain organizational goals. So, motivation generally depends upon satisfying needs of people. For example, in order to get a toy, a child can be prepared to learn a poem. Okay, so that toy can be a motivator for the child, and he started learning the poem. If he was told that he'll get a toy once he'll do that poem. Now let's understand different features of motivation. So motivation is actually an internal feeling of an individual. It's the urge, a drive, a desire, or an aspiration, which makes him behave in a certain way, uh, which fulfill certain kind of needs. So it's an internal feeling, and like for example, desire for a car leads an individual to be motivated. If you know if you uh, tells a salesperson in an organization that if he will meet certain sales targets, he can get a car at the end of the financial year. So he can work harder if he has this kind of desire to get a car. So that this feeling we can call that it's an internal feeling. Produces goal. That means motivation is a goal directed or goal oriented behavior. So, motivation produces goal directed or goal oriented behavior. It actually induces people to behave in such a manner that they can achieve their own goals. For example, if a person has a motive to get a promotion, he will work efficiently to achieve his goal. Positive or negative motivation. So, motivation can either be positive or it can be negative. But the objective of both is to induce people to work in a desired manner. For example, uh, sometimes you are given gifts by your parents to, if they want you to behave in a certain way, or other times they for the same kind of work they scold you, or they give you certain kind of punishments to let you do that kind of work. So better pay, promotion, recognition, etc. can be a positive motivation, or punishment, cutting increments, scolding, etc. can be a negative motivation. Complex process. So motivation is actually a very, very complex process. Uniform pattern of motivation may not satisfy all people who are having individual differences. So we know that we behave with people while we are motivating them, and not every person is same. Uh, individuals are heterogeneous. They have different expectations, they have different perceptions, they have different reactions. So any type of motivation may not have uniform effect on all the members. Like for example, if I punish the whole class by deducting your marks in assignment if you will submit your assignment late, so this may not be effective to like 100% of the students. Some may feel offended, or some, may feel concerned about it, and they may submit their assignment early next time. So one action may not have similar reaction when we are dealing with lot of people together. So we can say that it's a complex process because we constantly deal with human behavior. Now we will understand about motivation process. Let's understand that. So under motivation process, a there is generally a need which is actually unsatisfied need. So the process of motivation begins when there is an unsatisfied need in a human being. So once you need something and you're not able to get it, then only you'll be, feel motivated to do certain piece of work to get that need fulfilled. So this unsatisfied need, uh, you know gives a certain kind of tension or a certain kind of anxiety to a person. So this is the second step, tension or anxiety. It, this tension creates an urge or drive in a person that he starts looking for various alternatives to satisfy the drive. Okay, that let you think about different ways how I can get that thing. Then comes search behavior. So after searching for various alternatives, person puts his best alternative into operation to satisfy his needs. Then comes satisfied need. So if the need of the person is satisfied, then he feels motivated and his tension gets reduced. So this is the whole process of motivation. Okay, we can understand this through an example. For example, there is a child who wants a toy. So this is an unsatisfied need. Having a toy is an unsatisfied need. This brings in an anxiety, tension, or some kind of, unstable behavior into him, that he behaves in a certain way and he tells everyone that I want this. So his parents uh, tells him that you will not get your toy until unless you complete your homework. So then he looks for the behavior, he looks for what I can do to, get that demand fulfilled. So he start looking for the ways and he, start working towards it. That means he starts doing whatever he's told to do. Then his needs satisfies, and this in all reduces the tension. So this is the whole process of motivation. Now we will understand about points of importance of motivation. So motivation improves efficiency and performance. It actually, bridges the gap between ability and willingness to work. So your ability and your willingness to work just get combined when you're motivated in the right way. Create a positive attitude. If some kind of positive motivators were brought into existence, some rewards or some encouragement is given in a positive way, that can let a person work positively towards the achievement of those things. Reduces employees turnover and absenteeism. If someone is constantly motivated, that can reduce his absenteeism in an organization, and overall it can reduce employee turnover. So motivation also creates confidence and morale of employees at the workplace. They feel, satisfied. They feel motivated. They feel encouraged to work in that way. Accomplishment of organizational goals: when people are motivated in a right way, they work for achievement of their own goals, but in a way they actually work for the achievement of organizational goals also. Motivation creates willingness to work that leads to accomplishment of organizational goals. Motivation helps people to accept changes positively and without any hesitation. Now we will understand about Maslow's need hierarchy theory of motivation. So, this is Mr. Abraham H. Maslow. He is a US psychologist and he is also called father of management philosophy. He developed a theory on motivation and he states that without a need, no person can feel motivated. Only unfulfilled needs can, make a person behave in a certain way so that that person can achieve or fulfill certain kind of needs. And these needs actually exist in certain kind of hierarchy. So what it is, we will understand it. To motivate, the manager has to understand the needs and wants of the employees. So definitely an organization, if they want their employees to work in a certain way, they have to understand their needs and, you know, try its level best to fulfill their needs. So Maslow says that only those needs not yet satisfied can influence the behavior. If any need of a person is satisfied, he will not behave in a certain way. So any unsatisfied need only can influence a person to behave in a certain way. And yes, unless a lower order need is met, a higher order need will not arise. So these needs arise in a certain hierarchy. Starting from the lower, one moves towards this side. That means one need to satisfy his psychological needs first, then safety needs first, then social needs first, then esteem needs, and then comes self-fulfillment needs. So let's first understand what are psychological needs. So psychological needs are related to survival and maintenance of human life. Hunger, thirst, shelter, sleep are some examples of these needs at individual level. An organization satisfies these needs by giving basic salary to the employees. So until unless these needs are not satisfied, person will not move to the higher needs. Next comes safety and security needs. So these are the needs which are related to security and protection from any kind of physical or emotional harm. Safety needs include physical security, uh, job security, personal security, security of source of income, etc. Uh, Economic security means having adequate funds to meet the future psychological needs and to come out of physical security, fear, or threat. Social security means social support during old age or the time of illness any person can have. So organization satisfies these needs by providing job security or by providing stability of income or by pension plans, etc. Next comes social needs. So these needs refer to love, affection, acceptance, friendship, sense of belongingness in a person. Organization satisfies these needs through informal organization and maintaining cordial relationships between employees. Then comes esteem needs. So there is always a desire for status, prestige, dignity, self-respect, independence, respect from others in every individual. Um, so organization satisfies these needs by giving certain kind of appreciation, certain promotions, or through some job titles. through recognition, these needs are satisfied. Then finally, the last type of needs are self-actualization needs. These are the ultimate ambitions of anyone. Like these are the ultimate destination where we all want to reach it at one point of our time. So this is the highest level of need in the hierarchy. It refers to the drive to become what one is capable of becoming. These needs include growth, self-fulfillment, and achievement of final goals of your life. So an organization satisfies these needs by allowing the employees to take initiative to become what they are capable of becoming. So these were all different kinds of needs. So this is one example uh, from an individual's point of view and from an organizational point of view. These are different types of needs which we have just studied. So an individual strive hard to, first work on its hunger, the basic needs, then stability of income is next thing he needs. Then everyone needs friendship or some kind of social support. Once he gets that, he strive hard to have status in his life, and then comes the final or self-fulfillment needs. When we look from an organizational perspective, an organization gives basic salary to to let a person fulfill his psychological needs. Then an organization offers pension plans, security plans for fulfillment of safety or security needs. Organization works hard to let its employees have cordial relationships with it, cordial relationships among themselves, so that it can help them satisfy their affiliation or belongingness needs. Then comes job title. An organization offers certain kind of job title, recognition, or any position to certain people in an organization, so that it can satisfy their esteem needs. And then final achievement of goals, which satisfies an individual's self-actualization needs. So Maslow's theory emphasis on these following points. Human wants are unlimited and varied, and these needs are arranged in series of preferences. That means lower level needs are to be satisfied first, then only a higher level need will emerge. Needs which are not yet satisfied act as a motivator. So this is the major point uh, which Maslow's had stress on, that needs, people will feel only motivated when certain needs of them are not yet satisfied. So there are certain things which can be used as motivators. We can call them incentives. What are incentives? All measures which are taken to motivate employees to improve their performance are called incentives. These incentives can be financial or can be non-financial. So incentive is anything which stimulates a person to do a certain activity. Financial incentives we will understand first. So financial incentives directly or indirectly are associated with monetary benefits. Financial incentives are expressed generally in terms of money. Financial incentives include pay or allowance. What are pay or allowance? So the basic salary which anyone gets, along with the dearness allowance or any kind of prerequisites which are mutually decided between the employer and the employee, are all included in pay and allowance. Next comes productivity linked wage incentives. So some firms have adopted wage incentive plans where the amount of incentive is linked with the productivity of the worker or the group which he belongs to. We have already studied this kind of system in chapter 2 of our book, Differential Piece Wage System. Third is bonus. So bonus is an incentive offered over and above the wage or salary to the employee. It is it is a customary to distribute bonus to the employees every year. Uh, so this is an extra profit which is shared on at a certain period of time along with the salary to with the workers. So additional incentives over and above the salary based on profitability of an organization, generally given at a certain period of time in a year. Profit sharing. So here employees are given opportunity to share profits of the organization. This motivates them to improve their performance and contribute to increase the profit of the organization. Co-partnership or stock option. Employees are offered to subscribe the shares of the company at a discounted rate. So this is where sometimes management may allot shares uh, in lieu of various incentives payable in cash. This allotment of shares creates a feeling of ownership in the employees and makes them to contribute for the growth of the organization. Retirement benefits. Some organizations provide retirement benefits such as provident fund, pension, gratuity to provide financial security to employees after their retirement. This act as an incentive when they are in service with the organization for a very long period of time. Prerequisites or perks or fringe benefits. What does it mean? Any extra benefits like car allowance or housing or medical or vehicle allowance, education to children are offered to employees over and above salary. So these benefits motivate employees for better performance. Now we will understand about non-financial incentives. Non-financial incentives are those which are not measured in terms of money. So that can include all human needs like psychological, social, or emotional needs which cannot be satisfied by money. What can be included in non-financial incentives? It can be status. So in any organization, status means uh, ranking of position. It fulfills psychological, social, and esteem needs of a person. So person is given authority, responsibility, rewards, recognition, prerequisites, prestige. All these things really matter in anyone's life. So sometimes, lesser salary but better position can be an option for many employees. Organizational climate. Individual autonomy, consideration to employees, rewards, etc., they all develop a favorable climate in any organization. So, these are the characteristics which distinguish one organization from other. Um, these characters influence behavior of individuals in an organization. Sometimes, because of good organizational climate, the other things can be kept at side and employees keep on working with that organization for a long period of time. Career advancement and opportunities. Uh, every individual has an urge to grow to higher level in the organization. Managers in this case should provide opportunities to employees to improve their performance so that they can be promoted to higher levels. Appropriate skill development program and sound promotion policy can help employees to achieve these kind of promotions. Promotion, which is actually a very strong motivator. It induces people to perform to best of their efficiency. Job enrichment. Job enrichment is concerned with designing jobs that include greater variety of work content, require higher level of knowledge and skills, give more autonomy and responsibility to workers, and it provides opportunity for personal growth also. So if jobs are enriched and made interesting, job itself become a source of motivation to the employee. This is what job enrichment means. Employee recognition program. So recognition, that means acknowledgement and appreciation for good performance. Um, when employees are properly appreciated for their good performance, they feel motivated. What are certain examples of appreciation? Congratulating an employee for good performance, displaying on a notice board about, uh, displaying on the notice board about his achievement, giving an award or, cash award or any kind of mementos, wall of fame. These are all techniques to give an employee certain kind of recognition. So this also act as a very good motivator for any employee. Sixth point under this category is job security. So definitely it makes an employee more confident, and you know they will become highly motivated if he feels secure at job. So job security means stability of future income. This definitely encourages an employee to work with great zeal. However, there is one negative aspect of job security also. When people feel that they are not likely to lose their job, they may become self-satisfied. They may not, work harder. They may not work that hard how they could have been. Employee participation. So, employee participation means active involvement of employees or their representatives in decision-making process on issues concerned with them. So, when decisions are taken in consultation with employees, they tend to work uh, more. They tend to work in a better way for the achievement of same goals. So, when employees are involved in decision making, this is another source of motivation. Employee empowerment, this is the last point under this category. Empowerment means giving more autonomy, powers, and responsibility to subordinates. It motivates them to use their skills and talent in uh, job performance, and it creates a feeling of that their contribution is important to this organization. This means employee empowerment. So these are the points we have studied in financial incentives and non-financial incentives. Children, we have reached the end of this session. I hope this has been useful to all of you. If you have any questions, you can write it in the comment box below, or you can send me an email on this above mentioned email on your screen. Hope you all will have a good day ahead. Thank you very much.